Students, happy and good morning to you all. Thank God for the new day. I greet and welcome each one of you to the class on commercial applications. Please stay focused. The learning objectives for today's class are as follows. We are into the chapter Importance of Human Resources. Under that we are going to take up functions of human resource management. Under the functions of human resource management, we have got about 5 important functions you should know. The first one is procurement function. Under that we are going to study job analysis, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement, induction or orientation. The second one is developmental function. Under that we are going to take up performance or potential appraisal, training, executive development. Third one is compensation function. Under that we are going to study about job evaluation, wage and salary administration, bonus. The next one is integration. Under integration function we are going to study about 2 to 3 points. Then the next one is maintenance function. Under that we are going to study about 2 to 3 points, which I've made easy and simple for you. Next we move on to the next important chapter in it, qualities of good human resource manager. We have got about 5 important headings under the qualities of good human resource manager. The educational, personal, training and experience, professional, attitudes, etc. We will now begin with functions of human resource management under importance of human resources, functions of human resource management. Functions of human resource management, we are going to take up. The main functions of human resource department are as follows. First one is the procurement function. Second one is the development function. The third one is compensation function. The fourth one is integration function. And the fifth one is maintenance function. The first is procurement function, and that we should understand. First of all, children, you must know the father of personnel management is Sir Robert Owen, and the father of human resource management is Sir George Elton Mayo. These are about 18th and 19th century management consultant gurus, so we should give credit to them. Let's move on with the procurement function. This function deals with screening and employing the right kind of and proper number of people required to accomplish company's objectives. Students, you must first of all understand what is procurement. Procurement is nothing but the process of finding and agreeing to terms or acquiring human resources as an important function of human resource management. So here you must first of all note down, it is not only dealing with securing, acquiring and employing the right kind of people and proper number of people required to accomplish company's objectives. It is also important that quality and prestige of the company depends upon the workers in the organization. I repeat, the quality and prestige of companies depends upon the workers in the organization. Procurement function deals with determination of manpower requirements. So determination of manpower requirements, the right kind of people and finding the right kind of people and then agreeing to the terms and conditions and then converting them human resource as an important function of human resource management is a main function of procurement function. What is procurement? Acquiring or getting the right kind of people with the right number of people required to accomplish company's objective. Under that we got various functions to be noted. The first one is job analysis. Under the procurement function, we have to take up the job analysis function. It is a process of studying in detail the operations and responsibilities involved in a job. Second point, job description and job specification are prepared with the help of job analysis. First of all, children, please make a note here. Job analysis is nothing but identifying the content of a job in terms of activities it involves in addition to the requirements necessary to perform those activities. So please make a note here. Job analysis is to identify the content of a job in terms of activities it involves, and in addition to that, also getting to know the requirements necessary for performing those activities. So it is nothing but process of studying in detail the operations and responsibilities of the job involved, the activities involved in the job. The second one is, it is a process of gathering and analyzing information about the content and the human requirements of the job. Please make a note of this. It is not only the content and human requirements of the job, children, it is also the context in which the job to be performed must also be taken into consideration. First of all, what is job description? Job description is nothing but a description about the general task-related duties and responsibilities of a position. Job description is nothing but general task, description of the general task related to duties and responsibilities of a person. And what is job specification? Job specification is nothing but employee specification. Under this we can understand, they'll give a statement of education, educational qualification, level of experience, physical, technical skills required to perform a job. All this will come under job specification. So you got two things, job description and job specification are prepared with the help of job analysis. So the fourth most important function of procurement function is job analysis. So job analysis is nothing but process of gathering and analyzing information about the content and the human requirements of the job. Not only content and human requirements, but also the context in which the job to be performed. The second important function is human resource planning. These are very big terms, children. They are themselves a chapter. So you must understand, I've made it easy and simple for you with 2 points here. Human resource planning, the second important function under procurement function of human resource department. Human resource planning is a process of estimating present and future manpower requirements of the organization. It refers to the inventory, stock of present manpower and action programs to bridge the gaps in manpower. What is manpower? Manpower is nothing but human resources or workforce. So, human resource planning deals with the process of estimating the present and future manpower requirements of the organization. Students, please note here, it is a continuous process of identifying the current and future needs of the company to achieve its goals. So, human resource planning serves as a link between the human resource management and overall strategic plan of the company. I repeat, please, you must write this as a point in your exams. Human resource planning serves as a link between the human resource management and overall strategic plan of the company. Third important point what you should know is, it refers to the inventory of present manpower and action programs to bridge the gaps in manpower. What does it mean? It ensures, human resource planning ensures the best fit between the employees and the job while avoiding the manpower shortage and surplus. So, human resource planning involves ensuring the best fit between the employees and the jobs while avoiding manpower shortage and surplus. Human resource planning also involves using worker skills to meet the objectives of the business. So these 3 important points in addition I've told you, it will help you to understand how important is human resource planning under procurement function of human resource department. Next one is recruitment. As I just told you, recruitment itself is a chapter. But I'm going to tell simple points, a simple way of understanding recruitment. It is the process of searching for required personnel, workforce, and encouraging them to apply for jobs in the organization by maintaining balance between the internal and external sources. So what do you understand by this, children? It is a process of searching for the required personnel and encouraging them to apply for jobs. So encouraging them to apply for jobs is the main concern of recruitment. It is a process of management, human resource management. This is the first step. Please make a note, children. It is the first step in creating a powerful resource base. So, recruitment is the first step in creating a powerful resource base. It is a process of identifying the job vacancies, analyzing the job requirements, please make a note of all this, and receiving applications, screening, shortlisting, and also helping in the initial process of selecting the right candidate. So, recruitment, children, please make a note. Recruitment is the act of attracting, engaging, assessing, and creating talents for work. So it is nothing but, it's an act, it's a process of attracting, engaging, assessing, and creating talents for work. Depending upon the size and culture of the organization, recruitment may be conducted. So here, recruitment involves 6 main steps, which you should know. I will tell you. First one is preparing the requirements. Second one is sourcing. Third one is screening. Fourth one is helping in selection, hiring and onboarding. Onboarding is also a term which is used in recruitment. So we have gone through job analysis, I told you. Job analysis, not only the content, the context and the requirements necessary for performing activities, job activities. Second one is human resource planning. Human resource planning is nothing but identifying the current and future needs of the company to achieve its goals, and also ensuring the best fit match between employees and the jobs while avoiding manpower shortage and surplus. Third one is recruitment. It is the first step in creating a powerful resource base. So it's a process of identifying job vacancies, and searching for required personnel and encouraging them to apply for jobs. The next important function under procurement function is selection function. So we have to take up selection, then we move on to placement. Next important function under procurement function is selection function. We are seeing recruitment, now we'll move on to the selection function. So under selection function, you must understand, children. You can see the picture, all are important. So it is all about workforce. Organization depends on people working, the quality of people working in the organization. It refers to the process of judging the suitability of different candidates for the jobs and choosing the right people. So this is what you should understand. Selection is nothing but selection. That word itself talks about, it's all about choosing. It's all about choosing the best candidate from the pool of candidates and offering them the job. So it is among the range of choices you're going to select. It's all about choosing. Selecting a qualified person who can successfully do a job, delivering the valuable contribution to the organization is very important. So how do you choose a person? So you're going to hire good resources which can help increase the overall performance of the organization. It is considered as negative process, but it is a negative process as it rejects the unfit candidates. Those who are not fitting into the qualitative aspect of the workforce, they're going to reject them. Not all of them are rejected. Only those who are unfit candidates are rejected from the list. That is why it is called as negative process. While recruitment is considered as positive process. 1,000 people apply, that is recruitment. It stops applying. Recruitment stops at applying for jobs. Selection takes, because it is going to choose, it is going to pick the right person, right fit for the organization, so that the organization progresses well. So hiring good resources, hiring good human resources can help increase overall performance of the organization. Next one is placement. Students, you must understand this. Placement, it refers to the process of assigning suitable jobs to the selected candidates by matching employees' qualification with the current job requirements. So it is nothing but a process. All these are action-oriented toward placement. So after selection, you have to go into place it. This goes to the sequence. Selection after recruitment, selection. After selection, we got the placement. So selection is a process of connecting the selected person and the employer in order to establish good employment relationship. Why employees and employers are connected in order to establish good employment relationship. So here you must also note this, children. You are going to match employees' qualification with job requirements. Very important. This is usually followed by the orientation process. Candidates is given job and also told about his duties clearly. So placement improves self-confidence and sense of responsibility. You're going to connect the selected person with the organization in order to establish good employment relationship within the organization. Next is induction. Soon after placement, we got induction. Induction also means orientation. The other word for induction is orientation. This is also an action word. Induction or orientation refers to the process of familiarizing new employees with the company so that the new candidates feel at home and work confidently. So what does it mean? It is also a process of welcoming newly recruited candidates and supporting them to adjust to the new roles and work environments. This is very important. Induction. So no person is a stranger. A newcomer must feel at home and feel easy so that he can work with others in a friendly atmosphere. Sociability. So here, induction is a process of welcoming newly recruited candidates and supporting them to adjust to their new roles and work environments. So, starting a new work, please note here, children, you got 2 points to say here. Starting a new job can be a stressful experience for the new employees. And new employees need help to settle in. They need help to settle in quickly. So, they need to meet the colleagues, get necessary information, company's policies, understand the job rules, etc. All that is done through induction and orientation. Next we move on to understand the development function. Before I go to development function, what are the functions you have seen under procurement function? The first one is job analysis. Second one is human resource planning. Third is recruitment. Fourth is selection. Fifth is placement. Sixth is induction and orientation. The next important function of human resource management department is development function. This function is indispensable. What is indispensable? Because it is absolutely necessary. Because other functions depend upon this function as well. So it is an indispensable function of human resource management, because this involves attempts to improve the current and future performance of the workers by increasing their abilities through education, skills, knowledge about the particular task. They're going to increase their abilities and skills. Under development function, all that you understand is this is a process of improving the knowledge, skills and aptitude and values of the employees for better performance. What is the meaning of aptitude? Aptitude, children, please make a note here. Aptitude is nothing but natural ability to do something. Person having natural ability, natural talents, inborn talents are called as aptitudes, which is very important for them to perform well. Every worker, at every department, at every level in the department, need to work with right aptitudes, right values, right skills, right knowledge, so that it helps better performance. So, development function is in very important function, absolutely necessary function, indispensable function of human resource management, as it involves the attempts to improve current and future performance of workers by increasing their abilities, skills, knowledge, experience in a particular task. Under that, we are going to take up the first one, performance and potential appraisal. Appraisal is nothing but you're going to enhance their capability, capacity, promotion. You can also understand promotion or means enabling them to move on to the next grade. All that happens. You've got two words put into one, performance appraisal and potential appraisal. Please make a note here, children. Performance and potential appraisal. It implies systematic evaluation of employees' performance on the job and their potential for development. It is not that much only. I've taken this from your text, but you should also understand it is a future-oriented appraisal. When I say appraisal, promotion, it's future-oriented. Students also wait for the results. Results is always future-oriented. You're going to wait for the results and move on to the next result. Yes, very important. So potential appraisal is a part of performance appraisal process. I repeat, potential appraisal is a part of performance appraisal process. It's an ongoing process. Systematic evaluation, assessment of employees' performance on the job and their potential for development. What is performance? Performance is nothing but estimation of how a worker works. When you estimate a person's working ability, how a worker works, it's nothing but performance. You're going to know about the performance. So, identification of inner talents and skills is nothing but potential. Potential is nothing but that hidden talents and skills a person has. That's called potential. So, potential appraisal is a part of performance appraisal, just now I told you. Under this function, what happens? It is a process where you're going to identify, evaluate the potentials of the workers to assume higher positions. That is performance. You're going to appraise them. When you enable the workers to move on to the higher positions, we call it as appraisal. So positions give them new responsibilities, higher positions, posts, jobs in the organization, hierarchy. Improve performance and increase future potential of the company. This is the main aim of performance and potential appraisal. Appraisal is giving them promotion based on their performance and potential they carry. Performance is nothing but how a person works in a department. Estimating how a person works in a department. What is potential? Potential is nothing but hidden talents and skills a person possesses. Next we move on to the next important function under development function is training. Training itself is a chapter, children. So it is a basic concept of human resource development. Training is a basic concept of human resource development. Here you must understand, it is a process by which employees learn knowledge, skills, attitudes towards achieving organizational and personal goals. So you got this. So it is a process by which employees learn knowledge, skills and attitudes towards achieving organizational and personal goals. It is not only that. You have to take up, you must understand, as I told you in the beginning, training is a basic concept of human resource development. Training and development always are used side by side, simultaneously. So, training is nothing but it's an action of teaching workers applicable knowledge, skills, attitudes, etc. to work well. So, when you teach a worker applicable knowledge, skills, attitudes to work well, it is part of training. Here, training focuses on delivering better performance in the current role and to overcome future changes also. Training not only take care of delivering the better performance in the current present job, but also to overcome future changes also. Training also, children, you must please make a note. Training bridges the gap between job needs and employee skills. So it is an effective tool. Training is a very effective tool which helps workers to work correctly, effectively and conscientiously. So this is very, very important. So they will work according to their conscience also when they are well trained. So training is a basic concept of human resource development. The next important is executive development. Soon after the word training, executive development. Who are these executives? Executives are at the managerial level, managers, leaders, HODs, head of the departments, etc. form about 5 to 10% of the workforce of the organization. Under executive development, it is a process of developing managerial talents to write proper programs. This is what is said in your text. But you should also understand, children, executive development training is mainly meant for all type of workers, lower level. But executive development is about the higher level, upper level. So executive development is nothing but, please make a note here, it is a total activities aimed at developing skills and competencies of those that have executive position in the organization. I repeat, it is a total activities aimed at developing skills and competencies of those that have executive positions in the organization. Executive development has an impact, really impact on the organization, because it imparts basic knowledge and information to new entrants, new candidates in the company for purpose of increasing overall knowledge and improving the conceptual and decision-making skills. Because every executive must have these two important skills with them: conceptual skill and decision-making skills. So we have gone through under development function, which is very, very important and indispensable function. We have seen performance and potential appraisal, training, executive development. Then we move on to the next important function under development function is career planning and development function. Please make a note, children. Next function is career planning and development function. What is career planning and development function? You must understand. Career. So planning for one's own life, one's life's work is called career planning and development. Career is nothing but job growth. How you grow in the job. So it is the process by which one selects career goals and the path to these goals, and to reach the goals, and to find a path to reach these goals. Career planning and development. It involves planning the career of the employees. It involves the mobility of personnel through promotions and transfers. So career planning and development. What is career? I told you, growth in the job. Job growth is called as career. Planning is nothing but planning of one's own life's work. It's very important. Career planning and development focuses on helping workers achieve a better match between personal goals and opportunities that are available in the organization. So please make a note here, children. Individual worker sets career goals. Even I have set career goals and identifies the means to achieve them. You have to work to achieve them. We have to work hard. We have to strive for achieving those career goals. So career development is part of career planning. Career development is nothing but a continual process of managing, learning, that leisure and work to progress well in life. 3 important things you must know for career development. It is a continuous process of managing. The first thing is learning. Second thing is leisure, free time activities, and work to progress well in life. The next important function is a compensation function. I think before that, children, let me tell you the main points which are owing to the time slot. Let me tell you the main points which I've covered here under the functions of human resource management for today's class. We have gone through the functions of human resource management department. The first one is the procurement function. Under procurement function, you are going through 4 or 5 important sub-functions: job analysis, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement, induction and orientation. And we have also gone through developmental function, which involves performance, potential appraisal, training, executive development, career planning and development. Third important function which we are going to take up is compensation function. That will be taken in the next class. Until then, God bless you all, children. Please stay safe. Please stay protected. God bless you all. Thank you.